evening. Here's the news at 9. First, the highlights. Lagos State Government pledges support for businesses in Southwest region. President Tinubu to address Nigerians on occasion of 64th Independence celebration. On the foreign scene, ports across United States brace for shutdown as dock workers declare strike. And in sports, Flamingos head coach lists 21 players ahead FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Now the details. I am John Omoaka. The Lagos State government says it will continue to strengthen collaborative efforts with Southwest states to achieve an irreversible trajectory of success for the Oodua Group. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said this when the board of directors of Oodua Investment Companies, led by the group chairman Bimbo Ashiru, paid him a cursive call at Lagos House, Ikeja. He also promised that the state government would give full support to the Oodua Group for it to be able to compete favorably as a regional and world-class conglomerate. The governor commended the leadership of the group for making the right decisions which had taken the organization to an enviable heights and for supporting the Dawn Commission.
To all of the board of directors for the group, in other areas of collaboration, we're here. It's the least we can do for our generation. It's the least we can do for our founding fathers. So we need to have thought where the coming, can compete. As a state, we're happy that we've taken this decision. We're happy with what we see. We're happy with what we hear, the good things that we hear about you.
Speaking earlier, Group Chairman of Oodua Investment Companies, Bimbo Ashiru, applauded the state government for being proactive in the area of infrastructure, road, bridges, rail, education, and healthcare services, while calling on the governor to continue to support the group in various capacities.
One way is to look at areas of partnership. And I will tell you, when Lagos State joined Oodua, we knew that yes, we have the right set of people because it's been long overdue. Lagos State should have been part of Oodua from probably inception. And immediately Lagos State joined Oodua, then we knew that Oodua is owned by the fourth largest economy in Africa.
That was Group Chairman of Oodua Investment Companies, Bimbo Ashiru. Lagos State government says it is prioritizing plans to grant full administrative autonomy to Lagos State College of Health Technology, LASCOHET, to enhance the institution's operational efficiency. Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Tolani Sule, said this during the 2024 management retreat of the college with the theme, Creating a Global Standard Learning Culture for Lagos State College of Health Technology. Sule reaffirmed government's commitment to improving the performance of LASCOHET, recognized as the oldest tertiary institution in Lagos and Nigeria. He emphasized that granting administrative autonomy is a strategic measure designed to offer the college greater flexibility in its operations and governance. In accordance with Sections 15 and 16 of the Lagos State Transport Sector Reform Law 2018, the Lagos State government has impounded 241 vehicles during an enforcement exercise conducted by the Vehicle Inspection Service, VIS. Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiyemi, said the vehicles were found to be unlicensed and in violation of the state's transportation regulations. He cautioned motorists to avoid driving unregistered vehicles, emphasizing that such practices undermine law enforcement efforts, particularly in identifying and tracking stolen vehicles or those involved in criminal activities. Oshiyemi reiterated that driving a vehicle without proper registration or affixed identification marks constitutes a legal offense. The commissioner urged all motorists to adhere to the state's traffic regulations, stating that compliance would enable the government to fulfill its mission of ensuring a safe and secure environment for all road users. Ogun State government has commenced the reconstruction of the field portion of the Shagamu-Ore-Bini Expressway near Shagamu Old Toll Gate to address the current traffic logjam experienced by motorists on the road. Governor Dapo Abiodun, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Lekon Adeniran, said he has paid an unscheduled visit to the bad portion of the road. He said, as a major road linking Lagos through Ogun State to the southeast and south-south regions of the country, its deplorable condition has caused untold hardship to those who use it on a daily basis. The governor mentioned that although the reconstruction of the road was awarded by previous administrations, the contractors executed the project from the Bini end to the outskirts of Ijebu-Ode, but could not complete it at the interchange before abandoning it due to lack of funds. And now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu will deliver a nationwide broadcast on Tuesday, 1st of October at 7 a.m. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, announced this in a statement in Abuja. Ononuga said the broadcast is part of activities to mark the nation's 64th independence anniversary. According to him, television, radio stations, and other electronic media outlets are encouraged to connect to the network services of the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) and the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria (FRCN) for the broadcast. Inspector General Police Kayode Egbetokun has directed the implementation of enhanced security measures nationwide to ensure a safe and conducive atmosphere for the 64th independence anniversary. Egbetokun also ordered the deployment of adequate human and tactical resources to ensure maximum security for the celebration. The force spokesperson, Muiwa Adejobi, in a statement issued in Abuja, said the police, in synergy with other security agencies, would fortify various designated events venues and major highways across the country to forestall any threats to lives, property, and the celebration. The statement added that police officers deployed for various operations are urged to be professional in their conduct. Meanwhile, as Nigeria celebrates 64 years of independence, the education sector has been identified as crucial to the country's future development. The National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, NAPS Nigeria, gave the evaluation in a statement that reflected on the progress made from independence to over a year into President Bola Tinubu's administration. The statement signed by the National President of NAPS Nigeria, Yomi Otubela, and the National Secretary, Ajibade Augustine, said, while progress has been made, more work is required to transform the sector into a resilient and high-quality system capable of driving national growth. It highlighted persistent challenges like inadequate funding, poor infrastructure, and misalignment between education outputs and labor market needs as limiting the full realization of the various government policies. NAPS noted that under President Tinubu's administration, several reforms have been introduced to address these long-standing issues, including the ongoing crisis of out-of-school children, with over 20 million Nigerian children not enrolled in formal education. It's recommended that the country focuses more on increased funding to improve educational infrastructure and learning environments, embrace public-private partnerships, encourage vocational and technical education, enhance teachers' welfare, and take proactive steps to ensure industrial harmony. And now to foreign news. Tens of thousands of members of the International Longshoremen's Association are preparing to walk out on Tuesday at 14 major ports along the East and Gulf Coast, halting container traffic from Maine to Texas and the United States. Barring a last-minute intervention, the action will mark the first shutdown in almost 50 years. President Joe Biden has the power to suspend the strike for 80 days for further negotiation, but the White House has said he is not planning to act. The two sides are fighting over a 6-year master contract that covers about 25,000 port workers employed in a container and roll-off operations. According to the U.S. Maritime Alliance, which represents shipping firms, Port Association, and marine terminal operators, talks have been stalled for months, and the current contract between parties expires today. Meanwhile, time-sensitive imports such as food are likely to be among the goods first impacted. Other sectors exposed to disruption include tin, tobacco, nicotine, while clothing, footwear firms, and European car makers will also take a hit. And now to sports. Head coach Bankole Olowokere has listed 21 players for this year's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup Finals in the Dominican Republic. Nigeria will compete in Group A of the 16-nation finals alongside host nation Dominican Republic, Ecuador, and New Zealand. The delegation of Flamingos will depart the shores of Nigeria on Tuesday, October 1, for a 2-week training tour in Santo Domingo, capital city of the Dominican Republic, ahead commencement of the tournament. And that's our news at 9. But just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X, Traffic Radio at 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio, 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed watchtowers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government said it will continue to strengthen collaborative efforts with Southwest states to achieve an irreversible trajectory of success for the Oodua Group. President Bola Tinubu will deliver a nationwide broadcast on Tuesday, 1st of October at 7 a.m. We're to tell you that tens of thousands of members of the International Longshoremen's Association are preparing to walk out on Tuesday at 14 major ports along the east and Gulf Coast, halting container traffic from Maine to Texas in the United States. And in sport, head coach Bankole Olowokere has listed 21 players for this year's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup Finals in the Dominican Republic. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends a news broadcast compiled by Adewale Olowokoroku. I am John Omoaka. Thank you very much for listening.